Welcome to the Kansas City Business Show. With me today are a couple of guys who actually knew each other back in high school, and then after college they reconnected and formed a media company in Kansas City called Lifted Logic. With us today are Rob Scott and Adam Fishman. They've invited us to their cool loft office space over here above 7th Heaven. So what is this place, guys?
That's a good question. It's a mix of green screen room, some workspace up here, and just a nice, fun environment for us to get creative.
Great place to hang out for sure.
Definitely.
Really fun. Give us, if you will, kind of in a nutshell, what is Lifted Logic?
That's a tough question because we do a little bit of everything from logo design, corporate identity, branding, things like that. But I think the main focus of the business is on the web and actually incorporating all of the other ancillary stuff, whether it be logo design, things like that, into your website.
So is it kind of an image makeover in a way for a business, or no?
Sometimes it's almost like a wake-up call, really. I think a lot of businesses don't necessarily know where they're going, and we can kind of step in and maybe just help them get out of their own way.
Sure. And just provide a different view on how you're currently doing things and how maybe incorporating some different things that we've done in the past and things that we know how to do might help your business.
Well, I know you guys have been on the cutting edge of technology for actually quite a while. I mean, your company was like the very first one that actually took video from the web and sent it to a cell phone.
Yeah.
Like the very first one anywhere, ever in the world. That's like the coolest thing.
Thank you. We were in college, and we came up with a really good idea to convert video files, and it evolved into pushing video from the internet to cell phones, and we ended up lucking out, and we were the very first people to push video to a cell phone.
And that probably got you a little press.
It did. When I was about 20, I get a call, and Forbes wanted to do an interview with us and talk to us about the environment, and shortly after that, Wall Street Journal ended up picking up on it and giving us a ring, and we definitely really appreciated everybody working with us and giving us those opportunities.
That is so exciting. And then I understand that the website eventually had like 20 million unique visits a month, which is like everybody dies for that. Can I have that? I want that for my website. What a huge success.
Thank you.
That's really, really cool. I think a lot of businesses now, that aren't in your realm, they just want to know, what the heck do I need to know about this web world? I mean, they have a website typically by now. What is it that businesses need to know or think or do with their websites that maybe they're not doing?
Own everything you do, whether it's your domain name, which is yourbusiness.com or .net. Make sure you put that on a credit card, because if your web guy puts it on a credit card, he owns that. The content on your website, make sure that you put that on your website instead of on social media like Facebook, Twitter, and things like that, because then they own that content instead of you owning your hard work and everything that you're putting into your website.
Definitely. I think a lot of people see a website as strictly something that generates business, and I think the way we approach it is that is one aspect of it, and that your website can really make your day-to-day business a lot easier, and you can do it at a lot cheaper than most people think.
Rob, you mentioned the social media piece of things, and I know that we all know we have to have a website, but the whole social media is really overwhelming for some businesses, because we keep hearing everybody talk about it, Facebook, Twitter, and we're like, well, what are we supposed to do with that, and how is that going to help my business? Help us get a grip on that.
He is the Twitter king. He is the Twitter king.
It's really overwhelming for me, and I'm supposed to be knowledgeable about it. It constantly changes and evolves every day, so staying up to date with the changes and how things, and tracking and everything like that. It's a full-time job. To be able to incorporate social media into your brand, I think, is important, because it creates a conversation with clients and users of your product and things like that. However, I don't think it's a be-all, end-all for your internet strategy. I think our focus is more on getting you a solid website up to the point where you can use that to drive business from social media to your website.
Okay, so I'm a business. I want a media company like Lifted Logic. Why pick Lifted Logic over, say, one of the bigger boys out there?
We definitely have a no bullshit approach. We're not going to necessarily tell you what you want to hear, but we will definitely tell you how it is. And I think that's where we really differentiate ourselves from everybody else, is that we're more realists about it and how you can actually use your website to help you and to elevate your business to the next level.
And then streamlining some of your day-to-day processes and putting them into a easy-to-use system that you can use, whether it's having people that come to your website sign up for appointments, and then you being able to contact them and say, yeah, come in for your appointment on Friday, or whatever it really is. It's about figuring out how your website can better your business.
Yeah, for us, one of the big things that actually we implemented in our own business was an invoicing system. And it took something that would take us an hour, and if we did 7 a week, that's 7 hours, and we cut it down to about a 10-minute process. So we've saved ourselves quite a bit of money just taking what we do and automating it.
Very smart. Who are some of the clients? Who are some of the clients that you guys have helped reinvent, or maybe you've just worked on their business that you really feel good about?
I think one of the most recent projects that I really had a good time doing was Gutter Shutter. It was kind of a different approach. We were working at a distance, and we had some gutters shipped to us, and we got to do the photography and the styling and the layout, and really put together a whole package for them. It was a really fun experience.
Do you have one in mind,
I
Rob?
think my personal favorite is Kansas City Metro Moving, which is a local moving company. They'd come to us and had a website before. It was one of those little, GoDaddy, do-it-yourself sort of websites. It wasn't really converting to business for them, so they had us kind of redo their whole image online. And afterwards, it has worked out extremely well for them, to the point where now they can, book moves online and get those move requests and things like that directly from people that are accessing their website.
You guys may be young, but I added up your experience, and you've got a lot. I mean, it's like 20-some years or whatever between the two of you that you've been doing this. What would you say that clients can expect if they work with you?
A different approach, I think, than most other design firms or web design companies, or however you would classify us, would do. Just because I think we have a pretty good grasp on usability of websites and things like that, and then even developing brands and how that kind of plays back into everything, into how your business presents itself.
Lifted Logic is the name of the company. And Adam Fishman, Rob Scott, thanks so much, you guys, for sharing some nuggets about your business with us today. And you're watching the Kansas City Business Show.